What's up, guys? It's me, JellyKnees, and that was weird. I don't know what just happened with my voice, but it's fine. We're gonna move on. So the video we got, I've showed it to you guys once already about the weather effects and all of that. I was given a version that was also shown on Enter the Ether. If you don't follow Enter the Ether, it's a weekly podcast that Mangoose and myself do for Ethereal. But we were given a video of the weather effects with the actual ambient sounds of the map that I want to play for you guys. So get subscribed and go ahead and check this out, and I'll see you guys in just a second. All right. And I love those sounds. I don't think I'm going to hear them very often in the game, and I will probably turn them off just so that I know any sound I do hear is not a creature or anything like that. But I just love the fact that they're there and that they sound so realistic in the map and just all of those things. The snow sounds, all of that kind of stuff. I'm excited to hear, but also excited to turn off so I don't hear it at the same time. But I wanted to go through each kind of section of the video and kind of just break down things that we saw, things that I noticed, and stuff like that. So in the first image, I assume that this is dawn. It's kind of got that hazy, early morning kind of look to it, but it is still light outside, and it looks like it's probably going to get lighter instead of darker. So I think that this is dawn out of the four times of day that we know about, being day, dusk, night, and dawn. So dawn I love because I love the fact that these torches actually give off light and give off like that feeling of dawn, like street lamps do at the same time in the morning. The other thing we notice here is the fog that's all around, that I assume will cause some kind of vision impairment in the distance, that once you get far enough you can't see past a certain distance, which I think is a very cool effect to change throughout the entire course of the game. I also presume that this is probably mid lane, and that this little section here, the river is on either side, because we do have these two towers so close, but we aren't seeing one of the wyvern caves as well. Because if we look at the map, the way that I think the lane is going to work on the fire and ice lane, it's going to be right next to the wyvern caves. So because we don't see that, I think that this is probably on the void lane of the map. But let's move on to the midday shots. This one, there's not a ton here. We're probably still on the void lane, though it's really hard to be sure. I think the majority of these shots were taken on the void lane, actually. Being the lane that we've seen shots from before, it wouldn't surprise me. And just some of the locations you can actually find on the top-down shot that we have about where they are on the map. So I think that this is most likely going to be void lane still. But really, this image just kind of shows the greenery and the path that you're going to have on the edge of the void lane. Presumably, fire or ice lane is up in the top right here. And we just don't know because we don't know which side we're approaching from. But as you walk through here, you guys saw, we talked about this in yesterday's video, or in Wednesday's video, about the jungle camp that's potentially right here. Now, if I'm wrong and those aren't jungle camps, some of the other options that I talked about in a stream when this blog post came out was that they could be berserker walls, that's the indicator of how you can break through one of the walls as a berserker, or that there are spots that the reapers can climb up. Instead of letting the reapers climb everywhere, these specific areas let the reapers climb up and over sections, or up and onto sections, or things like that. So the next one is this image, another midday kind of shot, presumably still in the mid lane. Not a ton of information to get from this image as well. Um, but this looks like some kind of in-between pathing, probably jungle pathing from where we were in the last shot to where we were in the first shot, is my guess as to where that is and what's happening here. I really love that the walls on either side are very tall, and pose some really interesting options for Sky Slayers or Reapers or anyone that could even get up there and potentially jump down, that the verticality is there on the map, even outside of a lane or things like that. I think that that's a really cool element to include. And at least if it's not climbable or anything like that, at least it looks really good. And I think that's the thing that kind of sticks with me throughout all of this, is how good the map really looks. And this image doesn't do it justice. Like, I highly suggest you guys watch the video. I mean, I put it at the beginning of this, so watch it again. Just incredibly well done, UG. It looks incredible. So yeah, anyone working on the map at UG should be very, very proud of their work. The next one we have is the rain. I'm pretty sure that this is probably dawn and rain effect at the same time, because you kind of get that same foggy and lighting that you get with the first image. But also in this one, you can see that one of those jungle camps or berserker areas or reaper areas is sitting right ahead here in the background. And I think that this is probably just a continuation of the last shot at just a different time of day from a different angle, probably. Because I think the last shot, we're coming from this camp, walking toward where we are now. And then in this image, it's kind of turned around and walking back that direction. The next image we have is the snow image. And this looks incredible. Like, my biggest concern with this is performance. But if the performance is good, I mean, the fact that you have snow on the trees, on all the rocks, on the ground, the fog kind of going into the distance, it just looks astounding. And it's got the noise with it at the same time that'll pose some gameplay effect, that if that's going to make it harder to hear sounds in the distance, or their steps are muffled slightly, or whatever it's going to be, I think it's going to be incredible to play on. Some of the things that we notice on this image are, we've got this like jungle camp again off to the side. The thing I really noticed was in the background, there's kind of this silhouette of something large. My guess is that this is a base of some kind, and that we're actually standing just outside of mid lane looking towards one of the bases, that because this is that tall structure, and we didn't see it on the top down, but the bases weren't loaded on the top down image that we have either. So I'm really, really guessing that this has to be one of the team's bases for sure. The other thing is that there is a rock here, that this kind of rock looks slightly different, I guess, than others. And I'm curious to see if that's an area that berserkers can break through. If it's not these little camps that we're seeing here, or little openings, I wonder if there's a different rock pattern here that'll signify where the berserkers can break through terrain on the map in order to create new paths or block paths or anything like that. The last image we have is this one, kind of looking off the side of the void lane. We know it's the void lane because we can see another lane floating up right here. For how close it is, I'm willing to guess that this is probably the fire lane that we're looking at. And then this is all just kind of stuff that's in the horizon in the distance. And it just looks stunning. Like, you could easily sit here on the edge and just look out at this and just be taken aback by how gorgeous it all looks. And if it runs smoothly, I mean, I can't even imagine what they're going to have in this game that looks so good. The rock, there's also in the video, you can see that there were rocks falling from this lane, which I think is a great way to do that and have some more of that immersion of like, there's something up here for the players that don't know, like, it go up here, something's up here, like triggering that there's motion going on that lane without actually having to be on the lane itself, I think is a really, really cool thing to do. But guys, that's kind of all I had for this image. I kind of want to just do a quick video showing you guys the sounds and then going through all of these images and what I noticed and things like that. I'm super impressed by the whole thing, and the map looks incredible. It's the first video we've had of the map itself, and I can't wait to see what else comes from UG. So guys, that's going to be it from me today. Be on the lookout for a stream from me when the Project Ember stuff goes out. We were teased about it last week. I'm assuming that's what's happening today, is the Project Ember announcement, whatever that means. And so the blog posts. So keep an eye out when the blog post goes out. We'll be doing a stream. So please be there for that. And we'll go over all the details. Ask me any questions that you have, anything like that. Twitch.tv/JellyKnees, or here on YouTube. When you see the blog post go out, come visit me here on YouTube, and I'll be already probably chatting with people about what I think and what could happen and all these things and all the theories behind it. So get subscribed. If you guys want to see a playlist of more Ethereal content, click right here. If you want to see a video tailored just for you by YouTube, click over on the other side. And when you see that icon above my head, go ahead and click it, get subscribed, hit the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.